Hi, we're going to work on absolute value today, working specifically on solving absolute value equations, but we really need to take a really close look at it to figure out exactly what it is that we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, absolute value, looking at L1, solve absolute value equations. The first question is, what is absolute value? Well, absolute value is just simply the distance from zero. That's all it is, distance from zero. It has nothing to do with changing everything to pluses or anything like that. That's a common misconception. And distance from zero, that's what absolute value is. So 3, how far is 3 from 0? Well, 3 is 1, 2, 3 from 0. So the absolute value of 3 is 3. What about negative 3? Well, negative 3 is also 1, 2, 3 from 0. So the absolute value of negative 3 is also 3. Okay? All right, so let's take a little bit closer look at all of this. Okay. First of all, you need to realize that the absolute value is a grouping symbol. These symbols right here, these bars, these absolute value bars, are a grouping symbol, which means that everything inside of the grouping symbol gets done before exponents, multiplication, division, same time left to right, in addition to the subtraction at the same time left to right. Grouping gets done first. Everything inside the grouping symbols, just like any other grouping symbols like parentheses or any other grouping symbols, everything inside of there would be done first. All right, so let's take a closer look at some of these. The absolute value of 3, what it's saying is that x is 3 away from 0. It says x is the 3 away from 0. So it's saying what number is 3 away from 0? Well, 3 is x. So x is equal to 3 because how far away from 0 is 3? It is 3 away, so 3 is equal to x, so x is equal to 3. All right, let's look at another one. This kind of illustrates it a little bit more closely. It's asking, how far from 0 is negative 3? Well, negative 3 is 3 away from 0, as I showed you before, which means that 3 is equal to x, which means that x is equal to 3. Notice on both of these, the x is over here, and just the constant, some number, is inside of the absolute value bars. Okay, now let's look at something different. Here, the x is inside of the absolute value bars. The x is inside of the absolute value bars. So what it's saying is what number or numbers is 5 away from 0? Back here we said negative 3 is, or x is this many away from 0. Here we're saying what number or numbers is 5 away from 0? Well, there are two numbers that are 5 away from 0 because 5 is 5 away from 0, but there's another number that's 5 away from 0, and that is negative 5. So you see here, since the variable's inside of the absolute value bars, there can be two answers. Okay? Let's look at another one. This says, what number or numbers is negative 5 away from 0? Pause and think about it. Hey, guess what? No number is negative 5 away from 0. That is an empty set, no solution, no number. If you got a negative number over here, there's no number that's negative 5 away from 0. It does not exist. You remember why? Because there's no such thing as negative distance. There's no such thing as negative distance. I'm hoping you remember that. Okay. All right, so that's your introduction to what they look like. Now, what happens, that's absolute value. Now, what happens whenever you have some sort of an equation that you have to solve? Well, we will look at that next.